Okay. Of course. I have this theory. Whenever I'm at home and I'm recording, the moment I hit record, noise just occurs everywhere. Yeah. Like one day, I went, okay, record, and then I hear, I'm like, what's happening? And I'm like looking around the apartment, but there's nothing there. And then I go to the window and there's a homeless man crushing water bottles on the sidewalk directly outside the window. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
That is fantastic.
But sorry, no, yes, your story. You've been proposed to many, many times.
Yeah,
you said.
So I've actually been proposed to so many times. I don't even know how many times I've been proposed to. And
I'm gonna move this closer to you.
Literally all over the world. To face you. My fastest proposal, though, was in Portland, Oregon. I had just driven down from Seattle, and I was going to stop in at a shop on the east side of Portland.
I like where this is going.
Fall day, beautiful, had my window down, came up to a street light, and there was a guy walking on the sidewalk that I had seen as I was coming up to a stop, and he stopped. I could tell in my peripheral that he had stopped, and I knew he was looking at me because when somebody's just looking at you,
you can feel it.
You can feel it, and I was trying my hardest not to look at him. I just knew that if I looked over, it would not be good. And so I'm staring forward, and this light was not changing at all. It was probably the longest red light I've ever had.
As he's staring at you.
Yeah, as he's staring at me. So finally I look over. And he looks at me and he goes, "Marry me. I promise I'll take care of you. I won't cheat on you." And I was like wide-eyed. My hands are like gripping the steering wheel. I look back at the red light. I look back at him. I shook my head no. And then the light turned green and I took off.
Hey, this is Chris. Hope you're doing well, and welcome to Popcorn Finance, where we discuss finance and about the time it takes to make a bag of popcorn. I am coming to you live from my hotel room because I'm actually doing some traveling for work. But I still wanted to get everything prepped and put an episode out for you this week because here in the United States, it is Thanksgiving week. So for a lot of us, things are going to be hectic, maybe traveling, maybe staying local, but we're still probably going to be hanging with friends, with family. I know for me, I know I'll be a little bit busy, but I still want to put something out for you because in addition to, me wanting to do this episode for you, I've kind of started a tradition. I guess, I don't know if you do something twice. Is it a tradition yet? I don't know, but I started this last year, and this was doing like a popcorn finance giveaway during the week of Thanksgiving, but more specifically Black Friday, because that day has traumatized me. I know I can't be alone. I know there must be many of you out there who worked retail during your earlier years, or you may be working retail now. And Black Friday is the worst when you work in retail because I just have these very vivid memories of waking up at 2 a.m. in the morning, the day after Thanksgiving, the day after eating all this food and spending time with family and friends, and having to go to the mall where I worked at Sears to sell tools to people at 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't know why I was selling tools at 4 o'clock in the morning, but I was, and I hated it. And it's even worse now because it starts on Thursday. So you could maybe you have time to go hang out with family and friends, and then you have to go right into work. And it's a miserable day for me because I was on the other side. It may be great for you if you enjoyed shopping. I know I had Bethany Bayless on the show, and she said that her and her family, that was a tradition. So I get it for them, but for me, it was horrible. So I started this somewhat of a 2-year tradition now of doing a giveaway to encourage you to stay home and not go out. So the key is, if you're going to enter into this giveaway, you have to give me your word that you will not go out and torture those poor people who are working in retail on this day. I know you can't make that promise. I'm not going to hold you to that, but I still want to do something to encourage you, to give you something. So that way you don't have to go out and buy something. You have an opportunity to win something for free. So what I'm doing is all this week, starting on today, Monday, if you're listening to this when the episode comes out, I will be holding a giveaway for a free Amazon Kindle. So I will be giving out one Amazon Kindle to one lucky listener. So all you have to do is go to popcornfinance.com/Kindle giveaway to enter in for your chance to win a free Kindle. So this giveaway will be running all week long, all the way through Sunday, November 25th, up until 11:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. All you have to do, make sure you enter by then. So all you have to do to enter is to go to that link that I just told you. So popcornfinance.com/Kindle giveaway. And there'll be a ton of ways for you to enter. You can subscribe to the podcast if you haven't done so already. I'm assuming if you're listening to this, you probably already subscribed. But if you haven't, make sure you do that. You can leave me a review on Apple Podcasts. You can join the Popcorn Finance newsletter. You can follow me on Instagram. You can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, or you can share this giveaway around and you'll get entries each time you do that. So there's multiple ways to get in. You can even come back daily and get more entries that way. So just go to popcornfinance.com/Kindle giveaway by Sunday, November 25th at 11:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for all the details and to submit your entries. But even though I'm doing this giveaway, I still want to give you an episode as well. So I've put something together for you. This is an interview, more like a conversation that I did a long time ago. Well, I guess not that long ago. Back in 2017, I was attending FinCon for the first time, that finance conference I've been talking to you about all the time on here. And I met Liz Eischen, who's become a really good friend. And, we just had a lot of great conversations at the conference. I was like, hey, I got to get you on the show. We got to talk. And, normally this show, as you know, it's a very short show. I have to be very careful with my time and how I record and, structure it and could be somewhat organized. But for some reason, I was like, you know what, Liz, you always have these great stories. Let's just turn on the microphone and just record. So we recorded for, I don't know, maybe close to an hour of just different conversations, hearing her different stories and things like that. And so today I wanted to just share with you a portion of that conversation. Liz is the founder of Kitchen Table Finances, which is a really great blog. The premise is, the concept is, a lot of stuff in life centers around the kitchen table. We eat there, we have conversations, and a lot of people do their finances right at the kitchen table. So Liz's blog is all about, having those discussions together around her virtual kitchen table. So I hope you enjoy this small piece from our conversation, and make sure you go to popcornfinance.com/Kindle giveaway to enter in for your chance to win a Kindle and avoid the Black Friday madness. You don't want to deal with that. As always, thanks for listening. I won't be jumping back in at the end of this episode. So I hope you have an amazing rest of your week. For those of you in the U.S., I hope you have a great Thanksgiving, and I'll talk to you soon. Earlier today, when we first were talking about doing a recording, about sitting down to do a podcast, you mentioned a concept to me, an idea regarding, I'll let you, I think it seems like you remember what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'll let you say it because you're probably going to say it much better than whatever I'm going to regurgitate right now. So
Absolutely. So we were talking earlier about how there's so many parts and components to, this pursuit, this hobby per se, that we are all pursuing to take to the next level. For me, part of that pursuit was getting real with where I was at, really getting to know my numbers. It's the idea of, you have a GPS, you get in your car, you have your GPS in there, you punch in a number, and it starts searching for your location. And until it identifies your location, you are never going to get to your destination. So you may know your destination, but until you have gotten real with your numbers, your numbers in the personal finance concept, you're never going to get to that destination. So you gotta do a locating factor and figure out where you're at. It can be really hard to have honest conversations with yourself.
Yes.
To really look at kind of your pain points and weak spots. But until you do, your growth is going to be stagnant or non-existent. So by identifying where you're at, letting your GPS kind of do a location detection, then you're going to be able to take that and start moving towards your destination of being either, a full-time, self-employed person, a debt repayment completely, taken care of and living debt-free. There's a lot of, whatever your destination, it's different. There's been 1,700 people here today. Yeah. Everybody has a different destination, maybe a very similar avenue to reaching that destination, but the destination is unique to each person. Each person has their own unique story, their own unique vision. And so for them to be able to take where they're at and get where they're going, starts with just being real and honest with yourself, not even with others. So, that was kind of our conversation. It's like, okay, there's all this stuff to do. Where do you start? Do you start here? Do you start there? But I really feel like to start with your own kind of facts, kind of your own fact sheet, and then build from there is the best way to go, because you're not going to get there if you don't know where you're at.
I was definitely going to mess that up, so I'm happy you were the one who said that.
I feel like I stumbled over that. I was like, oh.
No, that was great. I think
okay.
Very well put. Especially, I like the metaphor of the GPS. Because in my mind, as you're talking, I can picture that, you turn on your GPS and we've all had it like air out, and it's just basically, it will not give you any type of direction because it can't locate you. It's searching around the map. It's doing whatever, and you can't begin any type of journey without that. So I think that's an excellent way to put that.
Yeah. And the great thing too is if you get off track with your GPS, it will reroute you. So, you're not, if you get off track, it's not, you failed, you're done, you're out. You make adjustments, you get back on track, and you keep pursuing. So there's a lot of great things that you can really pull into that.